Today, many of the problem is not that we don't have choices, but it's like we have too many choices that we really need to make the decision and optimize them. And that's what this course is about. Okay, and you don't need to look at the screen now. So for those of you who are in this face-to-face session, it's kind of like a hybrid class. For those one in the online session, it will be purely online, except that I would, sometimes I may invite some of the students from the online session to come give a presentation. But for you guys, it's more like a hybrid session. So when you still need to use your Moodle. So for example, can you guys all log into your Moodle now? Okay. Oh, yeah, here. I have it on my screen. Except that I forgot to record this. Okay, so when you log into your Moodle, this is what you will see. Okay, and for the first week, I will need you guys to look at those things. Of course, the course syllabus that we will go through today, and the textbook we'll talk about. Here's a link of the textbook. That's the 6th edition. And I know this edition is pretty expensive, and if you really want to get like an older edition to save some money, you can get the revised 5th edition. But the problem number will be different. For example, the homework problem will be different from what I assign here. I will post both, say like if it's on the 6th edition or revised 5th edition, what will be number. So if you do get revised 5th edition, let me know. But not the 5th edition, okay? It's the revised 5th edition, so it works with your Excel. Okay, and that's the textbook. My office hour, currently I set it on Monday and Wednesday. Monday it will be 1 to 2 p.m. Wednesday is 11 to noon. And if those time doesn't work for you, you can always email me to schedule meeting. And also, for this office hour, we can either meet online. Most of you know how to meet online, right? You can go to your email address, start that chat window, and we can do like a Google Hangout. So if we have a video, I have a video in my office, so we can do a chat online. Or you can come to my office during that time. Okay, and this especially, most of you have taken online course from me last semester, but if you you have a good feeling like what online course will be, and if this is the first time you take it, either it's online or hybrid, face-to-face, please take time to read this, because besides those face-to-face session, you still have some components that's happening online you need to complete. Okay, and also here, plagiarism issue, please make sure to read this, because I find out not everyone knows about this. And to avoid getting a 0 on your assignment, because you're unaware about the issue and copied something from somewhere without a citation, proper citation, you will receive like 0 for that assignment. Okay, make sure you read this part. Okay, then now we are in the first week. So for the Moodle, my Moodle site is arranged like a week by week. So for example, in the first week, I put the required activities and optional activities here. All the required activities you need to do it. For example, introduce yourself to the class. So I'm not going to ask you to introduce yourself here because this is something you need to complete when you go home today. Okay. So introduce yourself to the class. Make sure to follow the instruction there. Answer the questions that I asked. Then watch the video, watch the lecture video. So this lecture video will be the video that we are taking from here. We're trying to get it better with, we'll see how well we can go. The bottom line will be you will see the videos that's what's happening on my screen. Okay. So for those of you who are in this face-to-face session, you don't have to complete this one because it all comes from this face-to-face session. But I think it's really helpful. I upload here and you guys are all in this session. For example, in the classroom, if we covered an example that I went through quickly, there is some point that you didn't get, you can always go back to watch the video, like stop, pause it at a point, and review it again to make sure you understand all the example problems. Okay, so that's this part is especially for the online students, but it's still helpful for those of you who are here. Okay, and then you also need to install this Excel solver to your computer, your laptop. Okay, do you all have a laptop? Yeah, okay. That will help you to complete your homework. Okay, and we will see whether we can install the solver on computers here later. Okay, but I need you to install on your laptop. So if we are not able to install on those computers, we're going to use your laptop in the future classes. Make sure you follow this instruction here. Okay, so read through the instruction and follow it when you install. Okay, and so these are the required activities that you have to complete before next week's class, which is by 2 p.m. next Wednesday. Okay, and then I scroll down, you can see that there are some optional activities. There are more, for example, this week, there are more videos I encourage you guys to watch that gives you more idea what operations research is about. And for every week, I'll put a small quiz here, which is not graded, so you can try it multiple times. So answer those questions. And because of the way those quizzes are set in the Moodle, for example, there are some multiple choices will be very easy for you to do. So A, B, C, D, and the software, the Moodle will grade them automatically. But for those questions that requires an answer, say, okay, what's the solution? I put like the format of your input. So try to follow that input format, so it will grade correctly. Okay. But if when you see the right answer, like the feedback will be given once you submit your quiz. So the feedback when you say, okay, I put say x1 equals to 1.4, but the correct answer is say 1.41, then you know you are correct. So you don't have to go back to do it again. Okay, it's just something that's the technology, the limitation of the technology. Okay, so that's about the Moodle side. So just remember that for all of you, check all the activities. And you can see that all the activities behind those, there is a place where you can check it. Some of the activities, you can manually check them. They, okay, for example, say, I'm already installed this solver, so I'll just check it myself. Then it's done. But for some of them, it requires you to actually go there, watch the video, do the quiz, then it will automatically check it for you. Okay, so you won't be able to check it without actually completing the activity. Okay, so for every week, make sure you do all of these, and those optional activities are highly recommended. And if you have time, I recommend you do them. Okay, so that's for Moodle. And one thing important is the news forum. Make sure you click in it and change the setting to subscribe to this news forum, because we're not going to send the mass email say, okay, here is an update, or here's a change of the course or something, or like a change of due date. All the course-related news will be posted here. So if you subscribe to it, then whenever a new news is posted, you will receive an email of it. Okay. Any questions so far for the Moodle? Okay, and I think on your Moodle, see, like I log in as an instructor, so I have a option here, Moodle instructor guide. On your side, I think you probably have a Moodle student guide. You don't have it? You don't have it? Okay. Okay, so maybe I'll just post a link here. There are some introductory videos about how to use Moodle, change the settings. So if you are not familiar with Moodle, like go through those videos, short videos, okay, to make sure you know those functions. Then next, we're going to talk about the syllabus. So since you are on Moodle, you can click on, let me go back. So click on this course syllabus. to open it. Okay. Okay. So maybe let me ask you a question. Before you come to this class, or I actually asked this in the forum, how many of you have had a background in operations research? Okay, okay. Okay, then for those of you who don't have any background in operations research, have you ever heard about it or know something about it? Yeah? So what's it to you?
It's figuring out how a company operates, how things happen within a company,
Okay.
an activity or a task or something going on inside of it.
Okay, okay. What about you?
I don't know actually, I didn't have any background about that.
Okay. Who else? Raise the hand. You don't have background in that? Okay. Okay, so in this class, we're going to focus on here. Analyze, formulate, and solve optimization models. Okay, so in a word, operations modeling is all about optimization. Okay, and it deals with, because you look at everything around us, resources, all the resources is limited, right? If the resources is not limited, then we don't need to make any optimizations. But that's something we have to do, because the resources, like the money to spend, the space, the human labor, like the time you have, like as a student, the time you have to allocate to all the courses, work, your TA, your RA, and what else? All those resources are limited. So how to allocate those resources so you make the optimized decision is what this course is about. Okay, and in a broader sense, operations research cover a lot more than what we can cover in this class. And in this class, we're going to focus on linear programming, network analysis, integer linear programming, Go programming, multi-objective programming, and we'll talk about nonlinear programming. Just mention like the difference between them. Okay, and so those are the topics to cover, but I need you guys to know that operations research covers more than this. And we'll also discuss the role of modeling, because this is a class in engineering management. It's not a math class. Okay, also it's advanced, like graduate level class. I want to focus more on, say, how operations research can be applied in management decisions in the business environment. It's a little hard to teach, because students here are with various backgrounds. Some of you are pretty advanced, especially two of you, and some others had like little bit of background, maybe studied say linear programming at undergraduate level, and some others don't have any background. So I kind of separated the class into two sections. One is like the advanced section, and the other will be the basic OR section. Okay, and for the basic OR section, my expectation is for you to be able to recognize the problem when you face a real-world situation, be able to formulate the model, implement it in solver, solve it, interpret the result, and make a recommendation based on the result. Okay. Also, because this is engineering management course, so writing is again emphasized. So we'll have some case studies and projects you have to write reports on. Okay. There will be also some readings for you and some discussion. Okay. And for the students in the advanced OR session, the focus will be more on the application of OR in engineering management. Some papers will be assigned for you to read. You will come give presentations. There will be like a midterm project and a final project. So I'm hoping that students in the advanced OR section will be presenting your results and kind of give students in the basic OR session, how to say, some help and say, oh, here are those applications that of the problem of the model you are learning here. Okay, and so we already covered those basic things. Yeah, so for the So on the syllabus, oh yeah, I still have to change this course location. Yeah. Okay, but yeah, textbook we already talked about here. Here's what I talk about, the advanced session and the basic session. So for the assignments and the grading distribution, I also separate them. Okay, here, so for the student in the basic OR session, which means you don't have any background in operation research, you will be in the basic OR section. Assignment will be the homework problems, 2 midterm exams, case study reports. That will be 4 case studies, and you will choose 1 case study to present. Okay, and class discussion on reading briefs. That's the articles that I talk about. I'm going to assign you to read. There will be a final project. All of those ones account to that 100%. And we'll have an in-class game at the end of the semester that will give you some bonus points. Okay, and for students in the OR section, still there will be some homework for you, midterm 1 and 2, just the distribution will be different. And reading brief presentations, so about 3 or 4, I think 3 or 4 articles will be assigned for you to read. They are all application of operations research in engineering and technology management. Okay, and you will also join in the class discussion on the reading briefs. So, and there will be a midterm project, a final project, and in-class game. That also gives you the bonus points. Oh, I think I forgot to put this midterm project is also team effort. Okay, so for the basic OR, student in the basic OR sections, case study report and presentation will be in team, and the final project will be in team. Okay, same as the in-class game at the end. And for students in the advanced OR session, the reading brief presentations, the midterm, final project, and the in-class game will be in team. And you are expected to finish all your homework assignments individually. Okay. It's really, really easy for me to identify cheating in this class due to the nature of the class. Okay, so I don't expect to see that. If I see same, very, very suspicious same copies of homework assignments, both of you will get 0. Okay, and if it's the second time happening, you will fail the class. Okay, so that's the same as midterm exams. That's individual effort. Okay, so that's the assignments of this class. And we have 2 midterms that's happening on March 25th and April 29th. On the syllabus, I gave some general guidelines for the case study report and presentation for the student in the basic OR class session, and also the reading brief presentation for students in the advanced session. And we will look at them in detail when it's time to have the first presentation. Okay, so I'll leave this here now. And all the report formats need to be in Time New Roman, 12-point font size. Use 1.5 space and single column format. Okay, and for class and term team participation. So for the class participation, as I said in my earlier email, if you are in this face-to-face session, I expect you to come every session, except that you have something urgent coming up, and you can email me, let me know. Okay. The reason is that I want to make sure how many people are. I want to know that how many people are coming every session. Otherwise, it's a little hard for me to manage. Okay, that's after. Do you guys know which week you are able to drop a class and without? Is that a nice week or?
That was the 3rd or 4th week.
The 3rd or 4th week to drop a class without.
Without any penalty, I think it's the 9th week.
Okay.
With an incomplete or something like that.
Oh, okay. Oh, with the W. Okay. Okay. So maybe like the 4th week. By the 4th week, you probably will have a very good feeling of what the face-to-face session or like this course is about. If you think it's especially if you had OR background. Okay, if you think it's too easy for you, and you can switch to the online session, because it's easier for you to control the pace in the online session, right? Like when we go through the examples, if you are here, then you have to wait for everyone to complete sometimes. If you are in the online session, you can just watch the video, and if say, okay, I already got the model correct, you can just fast forward it to the next problem. So that save you some time. You can put into more pressures, do something more pressures. Okay, so by the 4th week, I'll allow you to switch to like from the face-to-face session to the online session if you want. Okay, so that's open for you. Yeah, but if you decide to remain in this session, please come during the class time. Then the other thing will be the team. Yes, question.
January 27th was the last day to cancel
January
class without
27th?
100% refund.
Oh, okay.
That's the last day that
That's only next week, right?
Yeah, 6 days from now, unfortunately.
Okay. Yeah, so I'll still keep that option open, so you don't have to switch your registration, but you just let me know. Say, okay, I'm going to the online session. So you don't have to drop this face-to-face session, join the online session. Just let me know. Okay. Yeah, good. And another thing I want to talk about is the team participation. I don't know whether you guys have run into problems in your previous semesters, or like you are new here. Some of you are new here, but I ran into some problems in previous semesters that some students come say, okay, we're doing a case study, but my teammate is not working at all. When that happens, one thing is that we're going to do a team evaluation. What we're going to do it usually at the end of the semester, but when that problem happens, usually student will come talk to me, and I'll do an early evaluation. Say like on the case team, say Caleb didn't do anything, he will get 0 for that assignment. Okay, and if say usually just keep your keep the assignment of the team projects even. Say, okay, make it clear. So okay, you do this part and I do this part, and make the deadline for that earlier. Don't make the deadline say like 1 day before the assignment is due, just in case your teammate does not do a good job. So you still have time to make up for it. But you let me know, and we'll do something to punish the unperforming teammate. Okay, I do hope this does not happen. I know like everyone have different talents, and one of you may be like very good at modeling, but not very good at writing. And the other person may be really good at writing and editing the report, but not really good at completing the model. So kind of like try to know your teammates and say, okay, you are good at writing, so maybe you do more work on the writing part. So there are different ways to work on the team. Okay. And say if you want to work together, like set a time to meet and talk about the model together, write the reports together, that's one way. Or assign roles and then combine them together. These all work. Okay, but make sure you contribute because we're going to evaluate. And if someone is really not working after the first team, like the team assignment, if his or her teammates decide not to include this person on the team, I'm okay with it. So that person will be just on your own. Okay. Okay, so that's for the team and class participation. Assignments, policies, yeah, all the assignments are due at the beginning of specific class period. So that means before 2 p.m. Wednesday. A 10% grade reduction will be given for each late day. For those of you who are in the online session, the due date will be on Thursday. So I will always give you 1 week. Like we record the class video today, and the video won't be available right away. So all the video, especially if we want to do some like editing, so I'll make sure the video will be available on Thursday afternoon. So like the due date for the online student will be on Thursday afternoon. Okay. Hope that makes sense. Yeah, and so these are like the makeup incomplete. I do not wish to give incomplete to anyone for the class grade for this, because the course it offered every other year. So if you get the incomplete, you have to stay here for another year, another 2 years to get your degree, to complete the class. Yeah, stigma and academic integrity, I will talk about it. So about the plagiarism or cheating, absolutely not welcomed in this class. Okay. Yeah, cell phones, no cell phones allowed in this class, and yeah, and I think in the future class, yeah, maybe I'll ask you guys all sit in a row that your computer screen is facing me, so I can see if you are surfing Facebook or something. Okay. Okay, so that's all about the syllabus. And then there is a tentative schedule at the end. I do have some hard copies of the syllabus. If you want, you can get them at the end of the session. Okay, but those hard copies do not have those different color coding on this schedule. So use the online version will be much better for you. As denoted here, assignment in the blue font means assignment only in for the student only in the basic OR session. Okay, and the red font means only for student in advanced OR session. If it's black, that means for both of you, for student in both of the sessions. For example, here, case 1 presentation, case 2 presentation, these are only for student in the basic OR session. Okay, and homework 2 will be for students in both sessions because it's in black fonts. Okay, but the distribution will be different. Basic student in basic session will receive 2% for this homework, and for the student in advanced session will be just 1%. Homework 3 will be for both sessions, and all students will receive 2% for this assignment. Midterm 1 and 2 for students in both sessions, but again, the distribution of the grades will be a little different. Okay, so those are the schedule, and this will be represented on the Moodle side. Okay, so on the Moodle side, currently you only have first week schedule available because and there is no home assignment due. But later, when there is assignments in that week, then you will see that assignment. Okay, and I'll group you in the basic and advanced session, so you know which one is for you to be due. Okay. Okay, so that's all about online and the syllabus. Any questions?
I have a question about
yes.
the 5% for the 20 team. What does that mean?
Which one?
The
here? Remember we said for the case studies, there are 4 case studies, and you're only required to present 1.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know how many students. Yeah, we'll form teams, and I think we'll probably will have 4 teams, about 4 teams. So each team will present 1 case. So you will write a report on all 4 case studies, but you're going to choose just the 1 to present. Okay. Okay, so we don't need to repeat the presentation because it's the same content. So we don't need to repeat the presentation like 4 times. Okay. Any other questions? No? Okay. Yeah, so let's talk about operation. Yeah, you can leave. Here's in the advanced session. Question? Okay. What's that?
For us that attending face-to-face one, can we make a group of those who are attending the online one?
Yes. 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 Yeah, about the team. Yeah, that's a good question. About the team, I think maybe I'll assign the team for you. So for everyone who's in a face-to-face session, every team will need to include someone in the face-to-face session and someone from the pure online session. So this is kind of like the way to train you guys to work with someone virtually, because that's probably what's happening when you go to work. Caleb have some working experience, right?
Mm-hmm.
You work with someone, say like in Michigan, just virtually. Right. So there are some students who are not able to come. Like we have a student in places like 2 hours away drive. So I like you guys to team up with them and do the team assignment together. But you will only team up with someone in the basic session if you are in the basic session. But if you are in the advanced session, then you team with someone in the advanced session. Okay, so there is no confusion for the homework. Okay, yeah, so we will assign the teams online. So I think what I do is I'll give like a team choice online, so you guys can assign teams, sign up for teams yourself. And if I see, okay, this team does not have a remote person, I will try to switch the person. Okay, yeah. Other questions? No? Okay, so we'll talk about operations research. Some introduction, okay. As we said, we every day, life and in business, we face numerous decisions, okay. And many of those decisions are dealing with how to use those limited resources. A very basic example, like if you live off campus, every day when you come from home to campus, maybe you're trying to figure out, okay, what's the shortest way to go? Okay, that's a basic OR problem. And what's the limited resources we're dealing with in this case? Time, right? Time. You always want to use the shortest time to get something, to get to the place, right? And that's why we use like the Google map, or say, okay, from A to B, what's the best way to go? Yeah, that's our problem. And in business, there is online video that, maybe I'll just show you now.